at any time.
I didn't really give you much of a choice there, but we're going in.
No, you didn't.
We're going in
Fucking
hard.
straight
Going
into
in
it.
strong. Happy 2026, guys.
Happy New
Welcome to
Year,
the
everybody.
Bio
Welcome
Fitness
back.
Podcast. Getting in.
Well,
Go on.
you got the name wrong, stupid.
Well, it's technically the Bio Fitness Podcast, but it's Bio Fit with us. It's a sub.
Yes. It's a sub tangent. Yeah, Happy New Year, everybody. We are fucking back, baby. We are so back. I hate that phrase. I am so back.
Are you
I
No,
locked?
hate
Are
it.
you
we're
locked
locked
in?
in.
Locked in. Locked
We
in.
are locked in. We are locked in for 2026. Oh, puke.
Do you
I tell
remember
you
it?
what.
Go on.
On you go. No, on you go, Kyle.
I feel like we've not spoke to each other in so long. Everybody's wanting to say things straight away. But remember
Let's
when
raise our hands when we want to speak.
when people in 2023 they were locked into it was the what you call it, ice baths. 2024 it was, or sorry, 2024 it was ice baths. 2025 it was sobriety. 2026 just what we're getting locked into. What you seen the trends of people getting locked into?
I am going to be completely transparent here and say I've avoided social media enough that I'm not actually getting caught up with the trends. I don't know. What have you seen? When she's mentioned something, I'll probably be like, "Oh, yeah, I've seen that."
Running. Running's massive, I think, at the moment. In the last few months, everyone's got a run club. Everyone is doing half marathons. Everyone is just they're doing it. And I'm like, I love this, but I'm also very jealous because I still can't run. We're in 2026 with cis still, guys.
The year of 2020
Yeah, they are going this year. I plan it. I manifest it into my life.
Yeah, running did get massive towards like the kind of tail end of last year, and I'm all fucking
Mm.
for it. I'm here for it 100%. It's the barrier for entry to running is low enough that most people can do it. We've got loads of run clubs that are kind of in the south side of Glasgow. The one that's close to me where I'm from is called the South Side Slowies. And there's
Aw.
people that literally just walk and they have a wee chat, and it's almost like a wee kind of social gathering. But you do have people that are kind of a bit more serious with their running. They do their park runs and whatnot, and I think it's fucking amazing. I genuinely think it's fantastic. Any excuse to get yourself up and out for a wee walk, a wee bit of movement whilst hanging about with or catching up with some people that you only see maybe once or twice a week. It's great.
But do you know what annoys me about run clubs? Not our one, because our one is beginner friendly, walker friendly, baby friendly, all that jazz. Our one's lovely if you ever want to hit it up. We plug there for the biofitness run club. But see when they say it's beginner friendly and then you land to it and it's like, right, we're doing an X pace. I'm like, that's not fucking beginner friendly. What the fuck you on about? We're doing a pace. Get away with that.
Right, I need complete silence for this moment, right? This is the first one of the year. Are you ready?
Ready.
Oh,
Did I get it?
you got it.
You
The
got it.
first one of the year.
To
Come
be fair,
on.
no, mate, put it down. It's a white monster. Of all monsters, put it down. That's
I was going to say my favorite.
Gary. I didn't realise that you identified as a gimp.
Hey, I'm just going
Basic
with the
white
trends, mate.
girl.
I'm exactly I'm a basic white bitch.
Yeah, nothing wrong with it. Own it.
To be fair, the white ones are the ones that you can get easily in multi-packs over here.
Mm,
Not over here.
Really?
Everyone's a basic white girl over here.
no,
Yeah.
not a
Did you
fan.
see sorry, quick change of subject. Did you see what I got as a birthday gift?
The Biscoff sauce. Oof.
Holy fuck. I've not opened it yet because I'm actually quite scared to open it because it is 1 kilo
No,
of Biscoff sauce. Kyle's shaking his head.
no, mate, you have done this the wrong way. Like, you don't do that stuff coming into January. Like, nobody does fucking. You're just doing things the wrong way around. Jen and I didn't do presents, and then we done small presents, and she handed me on Sunday, the 4th of January, she handed me an entire box of, the Gullion seashells. Now, I am not a
Yeah.
massive chocolate fan, but they are my kryptonite. And I was looking at them going, there's 80 calories per seashell, and there's about 20 of them. I didn't even do the maths. I'm like, I can't sit around these. So I scoffed the entire box, all 18 of them, on Sunday. I wasn't taking that into Monday with me. It wasn't happening. I wasn't taking it into the week. Get rid, get rid, get rid, get rid. No chance.
Oh my God. Speaking of chocolates, just quickly before we move on to the first topic, see the boxes of chocolates that you get at Christmas time. Quality Street, Roses, Celebrations, and Heroes. What would you say? How would you rank them in a tier list? What is your top and what is your worst?
Feel this is December.
There is a reason.
Feel like this is there better be a good
There's
reason,
a
mate, because this is December chat here. This is we're going back to December chat.
that. Just quickly rate them. What's your top? For me, it's Celebrations.
Yeah, I was going to say celebrations, roses, and then whatever comes after that. Heroes, maybe is it? No, sorry,
Really? I'm going to
no, no, sorry. I
Hero
take it.
second for me.
Heroes. I had to rethink that. But with that said, the purple one tops absolutely everything. Just thrown out there.
Yeah.
Really, from Quality Street.
Yeah.
Oh.
So as far
Me
as
when Costa used to do the latte. Oh,
so in terms of like, if you look at like heroes and celebrations, they are like the Real Madrid and Liverpool of the spectrum there. You look at Quality Street. Quality Street are like a St Mirren, but they in the purple one they have Cristiano Ronaldo in his prime playing for them. That's what they have. So they've got a better player than any other team, but they're not that great.
Right. So the reason I asked that question, right, is because for me, Quality Street's fucking bottom of the barrel, right? Like lowest of the low. Celebrations is top for me, right? I got 0 tubs of Celebrations for my Christmas. Look what I'm sitting with next to me.
ugh.
2. I actually got 3. Wait, I had to make my way through one because they were sitting right next to me. Fucking bottom of the barrel quality. No, thank you for anybody that gifted us them, but please don't do it again.
I was going to say they obviously hate you.
No, I'll top you on that one, mate. I got nothing. I got nothing. I wanted something. I got nothing. I would have taken St Mirren over anything. Like I had nothing.
Until Sunday the 4th of January.
Till Sunday the 4th of January, and I feel like she'd done that to spite me. She watched me over the Christmas holidays having nothing. Like, and see the worst thing about it? See Jen being diabetic. I'm not allowed to eat any of the stuff because apparently she might need it at some point. So anytime that like there's a cost to me eating anything, God forbid I have something that she deems as a good thing. Wow. I'm getting lynched.
Fucking hell. Excellent. What a way to start the year.
Quick one before we dive into more pressing topics, right? I was listening to another podcast during the Christmas holidays, and they were talking about what are things that used to happen in the past that like would be completely just don't happen anymore and frowned upon. And the example they gave is like, see when you are like, let's say 8 or 10, and you were on holiday with your parents, and they just let some random other parent look after you for a day or whatever, like they just left you and whatever, like that doesn't happen anymore. But at the same time, back then, that used to happen all the time. Like, is there anything you can think of that's like,
My mum would literally let me go in the morning and then she would not hear from me until dinner time. Like, genuinely, I had no phone, no way of getting in touch with her. I would leave with my football, and then I would hear her screaming from the window, Gary! And I was like, oh, it's done already. Do you know what I mean? Like, that would not happen anymore.
We just knew to come home when the lights came on the
Yeah.
street. That was it. Like it was just kind of like, all right, cool. Or being left home alone. Like you were at that age that you were a little bit too old for a babysitter, but like you couldn't get anyone to mind your kids. So it was like, I'm locking the door. Don't fucking answer it. End of discussion. And be like, all right, cool. Here's money for patches.
Yeah.
Grand.
Yeah, yeah. I always used to get sent to the shops to go and get like milk and stuff like that as well. I don't see that happening anymore. We've got this. I don't know if you have it in Ireland. But we've got this thing in Glasgow called Snappy Shopper. You can literally order from your local corner store now. Like say a little kind of key store, a little news agents. You can go into an app and you can order it, and they will fucking deliver it
no
to
wonder,
your house.
no
It
wonder
is
we're all getting fat.
mental. 100%. 100%. Oh, that's a very good question. I'm going to need to have a wee think about that though. There's fucking tons that doesn't happen anymore. Kids playing a game of Kirby doesn't happen anymore.
Mm, mm. You
What
don't
a
see,
game. Shannon, do you know what Kirby is?
Yeah, but we called it something else, and can I remember the name? I think it was just called Curbs. Um, but I remember actually in lockdown, so me and my cousin Jade, we played Curbs. We would be, you know, more townland. than our other cousins. Other cousins are pure culture. We introduced them. Now, bear in mind at the time, our cousins were 18 and 17. They had never played a game before in their life. I was like, what do you mean? But they don't have curbs in the countryside. So they couldn't.
Ah,
That's where the difference is. And I was like, that makes sense now. But like, what the fuck? Why have you never played this before in your life?
You,
it makes perfect sense. What would they be playing? Fucking fields?
Yeah, they just run the fields,
you don't see, but you don't
tip
see
a cow and run.
you don't see any wee guys playing football anymore. Like you used to. Like I remember, like being
Mm-mm.
a wee guy, and you just used to be able to go out and play with a ball. Shite ball probably was like half pumped up. Saying that the boys I play five-a-sides with still yet to bring a fully pumped up ball, but that's a story for another day. But it would be like a pure flat ball, and you would just be sometimes you didn't even have a ball. You just be kicking a bottle. Sometimes like genuinely be kicking an empty 2 litre bottle and pretending it's a football.
Mate, I remember playing 1.5 with a stone. A literal stone. Just anything that we could kick. Are you enjoying your orange there, Kyle?
It's not an orange, mate. It's a mango. I'm classier than that.
Oh, fuck off.
I say that as
Hmm.
I'm
Fucking
eating
Ireland. Fucking
reduced
islands became tropical all of a sudden.
reduced mango chunks. You can't see the barcode, but it's reduced. It's not even full price, mate. I only picked them up because they were 60 cents.
That's
Brilliant.
Kyle's favorite thing, the reduced section. He's
Yeah.
like, what can I
Absolutely.
challenge myself with that might kill me but won't?
It's not challenge myself. That's what
100%.
dictates what I'm having on the day. Like literally, I've lived my life by going into Tesco Superfat. Jane's like, why are you always going in there? I'm like, because I can pick up something that once was a fiver for a quid. I can have steak for breakfast, lunch, and dinner one day. And I hadn't planned on it, but it's now happening because they're a quid. That's what happens. I will fit any lean protein source into my day because it's a quid. That's what I'll do. When I used to live beside a Tesco in Glasgow, I went into it 3 or 4 times a day when I could. And it was like, you got, like, man, I think my biggest find was I got like what is it? Half a kilo, maybe a kilo worth of steak. And I think it was 26 pence. And I'm like, tremendous stuff. Like, outstanding scenes, Jeff. I think I ate a cow that day. Like, that unintentionally bulking. But yeah,
You give my gran a run for her bargain hunting.
your granny's not seen me in Tesco yet.
No,
Anyway,
she's a Duns gal.
I'm on my
Yeah,
last.
let's dive in.
I'm
Let's
on my
dive in.
last bit of
All
mango.
right.
Let me chew it. I'll let you start the subject, mate. It's your subject.
Did you, or was that the question that you wanted to ask? What
Um,
happens? What doesn't happen? Um, okay, fair enough. I'm going to try and think of more as the podcast goes on. But yeah, I thought it would be a good idea, or we thought it would be a good idea to talk because there's so many people starting the gym. It is January. Everybody's on their New Year's resolutions. They've got a week left of their New Year's resolution, so we may as well give you some bit of educational information for you to round off your last week of your New Year's resolution with. I'm joking. No, a lot of new people starting the gym. I think that's something that has become quite prevalent as well in the last year or two. Is a lot of people are finally starting to overcome the fear of actually putting foot in the gym, which is another amazing thing. But a lot of people are going into the gym blind, and I think a thing that puts a lot of people off starting is they don't have a fucking clue what they're doing. They don't have a clue what they're doing when it comes to training. They don't have a clue what they're doing when it comes to training splits, what body parts they hit, what movements, what exercises hits specific area. So I thought it would be a good idea to talk about training splits for beginners and looking at what you want to do or what you should be doing when you go into the gym. I think a lot of people, when they go into the gym, they tend to be swayed into doing some sort of bro split, and that's because it was very, very popular in the 90s and the early 2000s. It's all people really know, going to train one body part, but there is so many other splits out there that are so much more effective, especially from a beginner standpoint. So I thought it'd be good to kind of blind rank them almost. So I think I've got six in total, and what I'm going to do is just suggest one of them, talk about the pros and cons of it, and then I don't need to
Rank
blind
it.
rank it, yeah, but you guys rank it between 1 and 6, and then we'll see what the final standings are, and see if it's something that you agree with. Does that sound all right?
Do we
Go
get
on.
buzzers?
Buzzers?
Like buzz in for your ranking.
No, we're just
Oh,
going to talk about it, and then I'm just going to ask you separately. So we'll start with a pretty solid. Do you know what we'll
hand
do? we'll start with the bro split, right? We'll start with the 5 day bro split. Um,
Kyle
let's
has a
go for that.
question.
Kyle has a question. Go for it.
How the fuck does Shannon think we're going to get buzzers? Like, did you get a parcel at your door today?
Do we not get a new budget for 2026? Does like it not refresh and we can get buzzers and stuff like that? Can we get sound
Shannon,
effects?
Shannon, Kyle goes and buys £1 steak.
I forgot, I
What
forgot.
fucking chance have we got at getting buzzers?
Yeah, what was I going to say? The reason that Shannon's not in charge of the budget for biofitness was because we'd be bankrupt on fucking stupid stuff like buzzers.
And awards.
Yeah, Jesus.
Right,
So, bro split, you said.
right. So a 5 day bro split. For anybody that doesn't know what a bro split is single body part essentially. So Monday chest and chest basically, Tuesday back, Wednesday skip legs, Thursday shoulders, Fridays arms. So you're basically training one body part per day per session, and you hit that once per week. So talk about pros and cons of a bro split. Kyle.
Um, I'm going to say it depends on how much time you have. I think if you're someone who like, so where a bro split probably is most effective is people who either train for a living or like you see like it can technically work in like early, like late teens, early 20s, where people who have like little responsibilities and all the time, typically male, you see that working. Pros to it is there's high volume. Like you're literally massacring body parts on a certain day. It's very straightforward to get volume in there because you can literally just exercise are simple. You can literally just focus on one muscle group or two muscle groups. It becomes really it's like your meat and veg. It's just very simple on that. Cons are as much as you're hitting a lot of volume on a certain day, the frequency of it is awful because you'll typically like depending on how it's set up, and I'm going to be clear on this with any training split, it's less important about the actual training split and more so the components of what make up that training split. But for in because I have seen good bro splits, but if you are taking a typical bro split, it possibly you're not hitting things frequently enough. So if you're only hitting legs once a week, you might be able to massacre them, and depending on your volume, like you're probably okay with it. By the time you get to your last exercise on legs, you're going to have no energy left because you're absolutely like fucked it. Which means the amount of strength you can put into that exercise is very low, which also strength is one of the biggest drivers of muscle gain. Plus, also on that, like if you wreck your legs on a Monday, nobody ever wrecks their legs on a Monday because it's not International Chest Day. But let's say you wreck your legs on a Monday, you go to do, let's say, back on a Tuesday, like if you're doing back properly, and let's say that you're trying to do a bent over row or whatever, if your legs are in bits, like you're not moving, it's affecting your bent over row, and it's affecting your walk, it's affecting your movement. So it does have an impact on everything else later in the week. So frequency, volume's high, but frequency is low. One of the biggest things of like driving muscle mass is also frequency exposures, which is when you talk, if you read Arnie's book, he talks about exposing your muscle. He does a bro split, but he does it twice a week, hence the reason he trains like 8 times a week. Great because you're hitting frequency and volume, and he's on steroids to help him recover, but not so great for average Joe person. I'll leave that there because I'm just going to keep on going.
Aye. No, I completely agree. I think where people tend to trip up with the bro split as well is they do too much per session, per body part. And then, as you said, the last 1 to 2 exercises of the session is essentially just wasted reps. You're just fatiguing the muscle with no stimulus whatsoever. It's just basically wasted energy. And it can be quite detrimental, as Kyle pointed out, to other sessions within the week. If you were to go the bro split way, I would probably recommend no more than 4 exercises per body part, no more. Like that is at an absolute maximum. You could essentially hammer your chest in 3 exercises. You don't need 6, 7 exercises. Same way. Back you could hammer it in 3 to 4 exercises maximum. You don't need to do any more than that. But people tend to go in and they feel like they have to fatigue the muscle completely to have a good workout, to feel like they've actually done something. But yeah, for beginners, like bro split, not the best, but it's also not the worst, in my opinion. So, um, Shannon, do you want to add anything else before we blind rank it or before you blind rank it?
It's slower in process, I would imagine. because
Yeah,
it takes so much longer.
yeah. But remember, bear in
That
mind,
was,
this is for people like just starting the gym in January, looking for a split that they want to enjoy and want to do. So
but that would probably be the problem because they're not seeing much progress in it. Wouldn't,
yeah,
yeah, it wouldn't be for them. I'd
because
give
you're
it a
waiting a
five.
week.
I'm blind. I'm blind in it now. I'm giving it a five.
Blind ranking 5 out of 6. Cool, Kyle.
Um, I was thinking I was actually going to go six, but I think I'm going to go five just to give myself a bit of wiggle room for whatever else is coming.
That's exactly my
5.
thoughts, boss.
There you go.
Excellent. Right, next one we're going to talk about a 3-day push pull legs. Push one day, pull another day, legs another day. So it's upper push, upper pull, legs. 3 days per week for beginners. What's your take on that? Shannon, I'll start with you.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like that one. Every
Hmm.
now and again, I like that. Like something simple that I can follow. It's not a bro split, but it's given me the same kind of like I have this one area to focus on. The only thing I would add to it is I usually have a mix then at the end. So I do a push, pull, legs, and a mix where I'm mixing upper body. So I'm getting again more frequency in there of
So,
overall.
so you've turned a 3-day push pull legs into a 4-day.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not do that. We're talking about 3-day push pull
Oh,
legs.
it's then you're very mean to me.
I
I'm
like a
recording it,
4-4-2,
Adrian.
but playing free at the back. That's what I like. Yeah.
I like 4 days. But if we're looking at it just being 3 days, you're probably again not getting the amount of frequency that you need to see progress. Um, but I'm not going to say I do enjoy that level of training. What's wrong, Kyle? What am I saying wrong?
Shannon,
Go on.
I just want you to remind you, you're viewing that through the lens of yourself. You're talking to someone that's brand new to the gym with somebody that's
Yeah,
brand new to the
yeah.
gym. It's a high likelihood they're going to the gym 3 times for the first time ever. So try and break it from how you prefer it to how the the person would prefer it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I think for me personally, I think a 3-day push pull legs is a solid split for someone starting off in the gym. When you are starting off in the gym as well, people like me and Kyle, for example, busy parents. Notice how I pointed out me and Kyle there, busy parents, business owners. Not a lot of time on our hands, not a lot of free time on our hands to do 4, 5 days in the gym. So 3-day push pull legs would be pretty solid in my opinion. Yes, you are only hitting certain areas once per week. But again, similar to the bro split, you can hammer that certain area with a upper body push. You're actually hitting chest, shoulders, triceps. Upper pull, you're hitting your back, your biceps. You can maybe hit a wee bit of upper back, rear delts, etc. And then legs, obviously, you're smashing all your legs. So there is more body parts involved than a typical bro split. So you can go a little bit harder. In your sessions and then leave enough time between sessions to recover because recovery when you're starting in the gym is essential because you're going to be fucking sore. Like there's no two ways about it. It's going to take your body 2 to 3, maybe even 4 weeks to actually start adapting and getting used to the stimulus that you're giving it. So I think for the rest and for the time it takes, it's a pretty solid split for beginners, especially for people that are busy. Is there more optimal ways to train? 100%, absolutely. But we need to remember that general population, we're no athletes, right? We're just looking to get a wee bit healthier, a wee bit stronger, a wee bit more physically fit. And in my opinion, a push-pull legs split absolutely would do that for you. But it does has its downsides, like you're only hitting each body part once per week. So that for me is a big con, but you will still see good progress as long as you go in to each session and try to train a little bit harder than you did last time. And if you even better if you leave a day in between sessions, Monday push, Wednesday pull, Friday legs, you're leaving that day for recovery. So your heavy push session shouldn't really affect your heavy pull session. Same goes for your heavy leg session, shouldn't really carry over into any sort of any of the other sessions as well. So that's my 2 cents on it. I think it is pretty solid. Again, is it the split that I would do personally? Probably not because I'm not getting enough stimulus from it. But for beginners, yeah, I would say it's pretty solid. Kyle, you look like you're drawing, painting.
No, I know I said it to you before the podcast, but Finn, I was going to say in his adult life, he's definitely not an adult, but in him not being a complete like baby, he's been sick last night. We've moved downstairs because we're varnishing upstairs to this room, but he fell asleep last night and he fell asleep too early. So we're thinking we'll just get a bottle into him and let him sleep. But then he woke up and was hungry, so he wanted sausages and Toppie's milk. He vomited it all up. But I've got a candle lit, but I can smell it everywhere and every part of me. As much as not my keyboard, I seen my keyboard had a wee bit of dust on it and stuff. I'm like, I just want to clean everything right now because I'm smelling like a nightclub toilet right now.
Excellent, excellent. As long as you don't try to start selling us some cheap aftershave and Chupa Chups lollies.
No splash, no gash.
No spray and all, eh? Right, blind rack. Do you want to dive in with the push pull legs before we move on, Kyle?
I actually was agreeing with absolutely everything Shannon said. I think that in terms of, I really like the session format. And actually, in my head, the only thing I was thinking, I was like, if I wanted it to be perfect, you know, that like meme where it's like it was perfect. I was like, I would love a wee optional, and sometimes I throw it in there, a wee mixed day where it's everything thrown in because I think that just covers the frequency aspect if you add that. But if we are talking like someone who's new to the gym, and even if you're not and you can only train 3 days a week, is it still a great format that you can make progress on and be progressive with? Yes, 100%. I don't think I need to drill the fuck out of that. I think I would rank it two, maybe.
Oh, Kyle's going two for a 3 day push pull legs. Cool.
I was three.
I was
Cool.
thinking three. I don't want to play it safe. I'm going, this is two because I also don't know what's coming. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, next we're going to stick to a 3 day split next, and we're going to go 3 day full body for beginners.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, talk me through it. Pros and cons. Let's hear
Pros,
it.
you know how much I like talk about frequency. You're training your body 3 times a week, all over body. So that means the muscles are getting the recovery, but in between the sessions, but you're getting the actual volume in there that I would need for me to see progress. But anyone can see progress when they start as a beginner. See that, Kyle? I brought it back to that. Uh, hey. But I just love an all over body. Like I think you can make it really quick, efficient, and it doesn't have to be 2 hours long. Like I think a lot of people think when they split it down to like the bro split and that it's quicker for them to get in and out. But they could be spending forever doing that one. A full body you can do between 45 minutes an hour, really. And you feel great afterwards. I feel fantastic after a full body workout. I'm like, yes. So that would be me. I don't see any cons to it, if I'm honest. I love them.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm actually going to disagree with you slightly on the time side of things. I think when you're doing
Super
a
sets,
bro
bro.
split, well, that is true enough. That is true enough. However, remember, beginners in the gym,
Oh,
maybe not quite sure, maybe only want to stick to machines. Um, to do a full body. It's very hard to do supersets when you're on machines, especially from a beginner point of view when you don't really know what you're doing and stuff like that. A full body session definitely takes a lot longer, in my opinion, than a chest session or a chest and shoulders session or a back session. So for
not if you
people
have
that
to
are,
fight the wee fellas off to get to the
I
fucking
know,
stuff.
I know, well, that's extra cardio, isn't it? Trying to fight.
Go
But I
away,
think
teenagers.
in my opinion, I think a full body, if you can do it, if you do it right, is superior to a push pull legs. Now again, this is just my opinion. One of the cons to it is the warming up. You know, going from a lower body push to an upper body pull, trying to warm up that specific area, maybe doing one or two quick warm up sets. That can be a wee bit time consuming as well, especially when you're getting towards the kind of the latter stages um of your plan or your training plan, your session, and you're maybe hitting a body part that you've not really touched yet, so you do have to do a quick warm up, and it can drag on a wee bit. But if you do it right and you're sensible about it, sorry, and you know what you're doing, or you have a slight idea of how to format your session, I guess, then it's a class program, 3 day split, leave a day in between sessions, for a wee bit of recovery, and you're on to a winner, 100%.
I love it. I love how me and Shannon are both thinking, what's a warm up? When does that happen?
Yeah. I was looking at you like, Gary, I just go straight in no kissing. Like, I'm just, fuck that shit.
Um,
Yeah, Shannon, I am 35 years old now. If I sleep funny, I'm fucked. So I need to do some. I don't mean a whole mobility warm up flow routine. Just like for me, in my opinion, the best warm up for a specific exercise is to do that fucking specific exercise just a bit lighter. Do you know what I mean? So two light sets, 10 to 12 reps, like not even any rest between the first two warm up sets, but it still can add up as the session goes on. Does that make sense?
yeah.
I'm
Um,
just lazy in that sense that I don't like a warm up. So I'm like, I just want to get it into it.
Yeah, Shannon's like that. What's my top set today? 150 kilo deadlift. Get it on the bar. Let's
Yeah.
fucking go.
I
Not
think
even going to start with a warm up, just try.
I don't recommend doing that, but yeah,
No.
it's also the advice. I'll be honest, I'm the same as Gary. I'm getting older, so it's very difficult. Like if you can leg press whatever 250 kilos, like am I fuck going to 250 kilos straight away? My wee joints will buckle. So there is an element of it. I did make a joke about warming up, but like it would just be a couple of literally throwing the weights as we go and doing a few resets in between. But I do agree. The only thing I would say, so I think where a full body 3 day workout can work is it's very versatile. So, in the sense of, let's say that you couldn't go for a week, or sorry, you had to miss a session 1 week and you could only do 2 sessions, you're still hitting each body part. You're exposing it at least twice per week if it's programmed well. If you're getting the third, great. Now, that is the flexibility aspect of it. Whereas if you done a push, pull, legs, if you miss a day, like you're missing an entire group and it's then 2 weeks before you've done it and that then becomes difficult to progress. So if you're somebody who does happen to be, if you if we're all honest about things, everybody's like, oh, I'm going to go to the gym 3 times a week, and then all of a sudden it's like becomes, oh, it's kind of like 2.4 over the course of the month, where I had a couple of weeks where I couldn't make it. If you're somebody who's liable to only go twice a week, a few weeks, I would probably say full body sessions 3 times are the goat. Where the issues I do think can arise as well, though, is like when you're, it's probably not as exciting. Like what I mean in that is, like if you're doing full body sessions, like it can get quite repetitive because you're like, oh, it's I done a leg press on a Monday, I done a leg press on a Friday, I just don't got to do another leg press. It can be I done a row, I done another row. Sorry, there's painters outside. You can probably hear Rocky, but it does get very repetitive. So I would say flexible, versatile. If you're super busy and you need to drop a session, then and like again, the maximum amount of time that in your head you can train is 3 times a week. This is probably your safety net. Go for that. I would. I'd say I'd give it a three.
I'm gonna go for a three. Sweet. Shannon.
I'm between a one and a two, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna play it
Oh.
safe though and go two because there has to be something else that will be like amazing.
So I'm actually going to stick with a full body one, and then I'm going to give you two that's going to get us talking. So two full body per week for time strapped, busy people. Pretty similar to a three full body, only you're only doing it twice, essentially. I think if you're only training twice a week, in my opinion, it's the only way to go. Like 3 times a week, you can have an argument for push pull legs, whereas twice per week, there is no other way to train. And I think, I think it's important to point out as well when you're doing full body workouts, and this is where people tend to get a little bit caught up in it. The chances of you leaving the gym with a pump is nowhere near as high as if you were doing an upper body push or a barrel split, because you're hitting your whole body for one, maybe two exercises at an absolute maximum for that specific body part. You're probably not going to get pumped arms. You're probably not going to get a wee quad pump And a lot of people tend to leave the gym and think that they've not worked hard enough when that happens. So as long as you're going in and you are exerting yourself as much as you possibly can, and the next week you're trying to lift a bit heavier, lift up a few more reps, you're making progress. Not every session you need to leave with a pump. I very rarely leave with a pump anymore, if I'm being perfectly honest, because I'm focusing on improving in the gym rather than trying to get fucking swole for an hour after the gym and then all fucking disappears and my fucking t-shirt sleeves are baggy again. Do you know what I mean? An hour later. So that's
See,
the only thing that, yeah.
see, one of my pet hates that has developed over the last couple of years, because I've never in my life witnessed this. We guys with no muscle standing in the mirrors, posing as if they're in Mr. Olympia. I was like, I I got bullied at school and was trying to avoid people, let alone put myself in the spotlight. Those wee guys are putting this. I'm like, you'd have been destroyed if you went to my school and you were doing that. If you were caught with a wee bicep flex in the mirror, not a chance. I'm like, these wee guys are built like the side of a fiver. I was like, what are you doing? Like, got to the gym and
Yeah.
doing 3 sets of bicep curls, then looking at themselves as if they're, wow, like, frustrates the life out of me.
It does. It's frustrating, but do you know what? Fucking fair play to them for having the confidence to do it.
Oh, I've so many different things. Listen, I'm going to move on, but
You've
actually,
made Kyle feel bad.
no, you've not made me feel bad. It takes a lot more than that to make me feel bad. Take away, charge me full price for mango chunks. That makes me feel bad. That doesn't make me feel bad. Um, I was going to say just on the science behind things as well. I'm here to throw that in
Oh,
today. I feel like we need to have a wee built-in science nugget incoming. Facts and feelings are two different things, and there's many times people are so feeling driven when it comes to what exercise they do, and that's why you'll do things again. We've done a thing on Pilates, and we've done a thing on five-a-side football, and like all these are good and can move the needle. But if your goal is to get in shape, if your goal is to build more muscle, then we need to look at what actually works, and that is volume, frequency, and progression. Is nothing to do with how much blood flow you can get into your muscle. And I'll tell you, remember the time where people used to put restrictive band training on? Like there was a,
Yes. Yeah.
yes. Shannon, you heard of restrictive band training?
the little rubber bands.
Yeah, so
Put
you'd
them.
tie them around like your biceps before doing a bicep workout, and then because you've got it around your bicep, it restricts the blood flow. So essentially, you've got all this blood flow in your biceps, and they look massive for the period of time that you're training.
Oh fuck no. I
Right?
thought you were going to be like glute bridges and that. I was like, yeah, I bought into that shit.
No,
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 no, no.
no, no. So the reason that that doesn't exist anymore is because it doesn't work. Like the reason that nobody's doing it anymore is because it was a fad and it was a trend. The thing with fads and trends is they eventually get found out. It's the same with wobble boards. It's the same with everything. Things will be promoted. I've got a wee guy that's doing Tai Chi on. I don't know if you've seen this, probably Gary, because it's probably targeted at men, but it's like, oh, this is my husband on doing day one of the Tai Chi program, and he just looks like a normal old guy. And then by day 15, it's like he looks like he's absolutely jacked to bits doing Tai Chi. And I'm like, not a absolute chance. It's all AI, but yeah.
Aye. Yeah, he's fucking dangerous. But that's a topic for next week. Um, there was something that I was going to say there as well, and it's completely gone out my mind because I get distracted by Rachel and the wee man walking past the door. Right, we'll just rank this one and then we'll move on because there's another couple to talk about. So 2 times full body, what you bring ranking it. So Kyle, both of these have got 1, 4, and 6 left.
Um, I've
Number one. Number one.
Really?
For a beginner. Isn't this all about beginners, Kyle?
Yeah.
You know, it's not about ourselves.
So you're going 2 times full body for beginners as number
Yeah,
one training split. Okay.
yeah. Break
I'm
them
Okay.
in easy.
I'm going to completely shit on Shannon's argument here. I think the lens that you're looking through that is like a beginner's completely incapable. There are lots of beginners who are capable of training more than 2 days a week, and I think you're doing a disservice to beginners. So I am parking that at number 4.
Okay.
But Jesus.
But Jesus. Right. The next one
Jesus. He's
is
being very aggressive.
a 4 day upper lower split. So two
6.
upper, two lower per week. Oft. Not even going to talk about it, just straight in at a six.
6, mate. It's not worth my time. 6.
Talk about it.
I'd say that as I've got about 40% of the entire biofitness crew on and a double up or double lower. Um,
I was going to say, bitch, you have put me on that split.
Yeah, why are you going straight in at a six?
I didn't. I was just being controversial. I didn't even think it through. It's not. It's not a 6. But I also don't. I don't think
Well,
it's.
you have 6 or 1.
I don't think it's a 1. It's not a 1. But I am going to have to put it in 6 because I've completely. If I had the choice, I would take the 2 day beginner split and throw that in 6 and probably move that to 4. I don't have that choice. So um, I think it can be massively effective. If anything, it's probably if I could train 4 days a week. It's one of my favourite training splits, to be honest. I think it becomes super simple. The rules are very, very clear. You can put variations in. It's easy to see what those variations are. It's fresh enough. It's easy to program. You can do Monday lower, Tuesday upper, take a break on Wednesday, either do Thursday lower, Friday lower, and then upper again. It gives you good amount of recovery, gives you good frequency, gives you good. I'll not tell you what my number one would be because I don't know if it's on the list. But if the number one isn't the list, I probably would, being honest, rank as much higher. But I'm going to have to put it in as 6 because I don't think it's number one because I'm hoping that the other one's on it. So yeah, 6.
Fair enough. Shannon, what's your 2 cents on it?
I quite enjoyed them myself. But for a beginner, again, if I'm honest, I probably would have put the 3 day as number 1, but I've already put that as number 2, so I'm stuck now with 2 split at the top. But it is very efficient. Again, you're getting the right amount of frequency for training each muscle. If you have the time, it's fantastic. You will see progress probably a little bit quicker than the 2 day split. Um, but yeah, I quite like an upper and lower every now and then. And you can change it up. Like it doesn't have to be every lower session is a fucking leg press. Like there's so many different things you can do for your quads than just a leg press. Like you can get a little bit more creative, like 1 week on and off, like if you wanted to change up a movement. Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. I think, yeah, if you've got 4 days to train in a week, the upper lower split is fucking top tier. Like absolute
This gonna
five-star
have to be
training
4 for
split.
me then.
Absolute top tier, five-star training split in my opinion. But I mean I can say that because I'm no blind ranking them.
Can we talk? Can
If
we
you
talk?
have 4 days, what?
Can we talk it right? So I done a Shannon on this and actually viewed it through the lens of myself rather than actually viewing it
Uh,
through the lens of a beginner. I'm not saying it would be top 1 or 2, but I think the downfalls of this is if you lose a day or two. So let's say, for instance, you have a week that you can only train 2 days a week. It's not
mhm.
versatile at all. You're still hitting the frequency and it'll be enough to maintain, but it's hard to be progressive with that. Whereas there's an argument if you could train 2 days a week, you do 2 mixed body sessions and you can still be progressive with that over the weeks. Whereas one full upper and one full lower, as Gary kind of touched on, is like it wouldn't be my preferred way of the life will happen, but it wouldn't be my preferred way of doing things because it's not flexible enough. I think if you're doing that split, you need to almost guarantee certainly 3 days more often than not, but like very close to being able to do the 4 days for it to work. And if you can do the 4 days and you have that time and you can commit to it, then I think it is a great split. But I think where it loses points for me is the fact that if you don't have that or life gets in the way, it's probably very ineffective.
Yeah, agreed. Completely agreed. If you can commit to 4 days a week though, and you're very unlikely to miss a session, I think it's number one or number two for me because of the frequency, the volume. You have enough rest between upper sessions, you have enough rest between lower sessions. When you're doing your lower session, you can focus on, you could have one more quad dominant session, you can have one more kind of hamstring or hinge move dominant session. For your upper body, you can cover, you can hit all bases, but it does get difficult when you do miss out a session. So Kyle, you still sticking with that number six?
I mean, if I could completely change all of my rankings, I probably would. The only one I'm comfortable with is number 5, but
Aye,
yeah, I'll just go
we'll
with
talk about this after. We'll talk about this after. So Kyle, you've got number one. Shannon, you've only got number six left. The next split is another 3 dayer, and I have a slight feeling, Kyle, that this is the one that you were going to What you hang with your eyes, you rolled your
It's
eyes there.
not, mate. It's not. The one that I was actually thinking was
A 5 day? Was it a five
no,
day?
no, no. It's not five there. No, it was push pull legs mixed because I think that can be super versatile and in terms of
A
being beginner.
4 day?
Full day, but having the versatility of that mixed session, the one that Shannon said at the very start, I think that
Yeah,
would be number one. And I'll give you, I know it's not on your list, but the reason I reckon it's number one is unlike the one we just talked about, if you could only train twice a week, it's very easy to go do that mixed body session. And then, do you know what? As boring as it is, do it again. Because there you've hit the frequency and volume that you need, providing that mixed body session is good. That's where that's more adaptable than the number six. But that doesn't exist. So we'll park that, we'll move on. Go for your free there.
upper, lower, full body.
Right. Shannon, do you want to go?
Kyle's ready to go in deep and hard.
Yep. First time
For
that's
a
been said in a
three
long
day,
time.
you know, 3 day a week, upper, lower, full body. Quite similar to obviously the 3 day full body split. However, you're not doing three full bodies, you're doing one upper, one lower, one full body. So it's not too dissimilar to what you just mentioned there, Kyle, the upper lower push pull legs mixed. You're just combining the push and pull session together when you think about it for people that might not be able to commit to the 4 days. Um, so yeah, 3 day upper lower full body. Shannon, what are you saying to
Do you know what? We've talked about that many splits that I'm like, I don't even know if I've covered this off in another section before. I'm
it?
like, have I talked about this and then came back around? But it has to be number six for me because I don't have any other fucking places to put it. It's all right. The push pull in one day will be a little tedious on you, I suppose, because it's going to be a bit of a chunkier one to do, unless you split it slightly over by the legs and then have the mix. But the frequency wouldn't be where exactly I'd like it as me. But as a beginner, yeah, it's super friendly to you. Like you'll get to understand the machines, the dumbbells. Yeah.
I think as a beginner, it's again for a 3 day split, it's in my opinion better than the full body because of the warm up situation, because of the rest and recovery that you're going to need between full body sessions. If you're doing your upper on a Monday, it's not going to affect fucking anything when you come to your full body by the end of the week. Or if you start with full body at the start of the week, leave a day in between. You're not going to affect your lower or your upper sessions. Whereas with a full body, you can't really do two full body days back to back. So you can't really train Monday, Tuesday, full body. You could if you knew how to structure your training properly, right? But remember, we're talking about beginners here. Whereas, let's say you've done your upper on a Monday, your lower on a Tuesday, you're absolutely fine. Leave a day or two in between before you do your full body. So, in terms of recovery, I think it is a little bit better than three full body sessions because you can split your week up. You can be a lot more flexible. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. If you want to train 2 days back to back, um, yeah, I think it's a solid split. I know there's so many fucking splits that we could go through here. That's why I had to limit it to six. But in my opinion, I think an upper lower full body can be quite fun. Yes, the upper might be a wee bit heavy, but anything that you don't cover in your upper session by combining the push pull, you can cover that in your full body anyway. So you're hitting everything at least once per week. Most things you'll be hitting twice per week. Okay.
Well, I done an advert that I put out that was a 3 day split that was this 3 day split. So I'm going to have to double down on the fact that this is a 3 day split I'd go for. If you're a beginner, because I've said it publicly, and most of my followers that I've gained are from that reel. So I will say that there's 100% definitely knew that was coming. That was definitely number one for me. But yeah, I think the only issue you would have with this is the amount of volume you're cramming into one session. For like, if you imagine upper body, you're going to have to do a vertical push, vertical pull, push, horizontal pull, one tricep, one bicep, one shoulder, and then ideally you're going to have space for some core exercise, which again is doable, but you're talking eight exercises, 3 sets an exercise. Unless you're supersetting it, and this is where the issue comes in January, like gyms are busy. Very unlikely you're going to be able to get two machines, let alone one. I'd say that you probably do need the hour to do that. And if you've got an hour and you can train 3 times a week, then the GOAT, yes, 100%. I think this is great. The other issue, which I've said with a few of the training sessions that are not full body, is if you can only do 2 sessions per week, I don't think it could be the best. However, I would say exactly what I said about the 4 day one is do that next session twice. Just do it twice and you're not losing anything. So yes, I'm going to go.
So essentially two full body
Yeah,
sessions.
yeah. Number one. I knew it was coming. Definitely was
Yeah.
part of the plan. Yeah.
I'm going to run through how you have ranked them and see what you would change, and then we're just going to talk about one 5 day split that I didn't include because I think for people getting started, 5 days can be a wee bit overwhelming. But I want to talk about it because I think if you do have 5 days to train, it's a fucking absolutely tremendous split to do. So Shannon, you've ranked 2 times full body per week, number one, 3 times full body per week, number two, 3 times push pull legs as three, 4 times upper lower split as number four, the bro split is number five, and then you've got an upper lower full body as number six. Would you change any of them?
Bro into six.
Yeah.
3 day fall into one, 2 day fall into two. What was my number three?
Push pull legs.
Push pull legs. Oh, I do like that one. Um, what I have in number six into number four and number four into number six or five.
Yeah.
Yeah, I basically changed it all.
You
There we
change it all.
go.
So
I
you're
changed it all.
all we really need to know is your number one split, and it is 3 by full body per week. 3 times full body per week. Excellent, Kyle.
I just like
Um,
it
yeah, it's a smashing split,
for
100%.
beginners.
Yep. Who don't need to warm up. Kyle, you've
No,
got number one is your upper lower full body. Number two is your push pull legs. Number three is your 3 times full body. Number four is your 2 times full body. Five is your bro split, and four is your upper lower.
You went back to four.
Six is your upper lower.
I was going to say that
Six is your upper
confused the
lower.
fuck
'Cause
out of me. I would,
six is your upper lower.
to
Sorry,
be,
because
to be
I
fair,
read 4 times.
here in the back, and I'll stick with it. Like it's less important about the actual like training split as what's involved in it. There is obviously nuances in terms of what type of beginner we're talking about. We're talking day one at the gym, never trained before. Are we talking someone who is going to actually? We're going by the premise that they can actually do the sessions. I probably would say that I would definitely change the pro split to number six. That's probably the one major change I would have. Everything else I'd be fairly happy with. But if I was, let's just take day one beginner, never been to a gym before. What I would do probably to start off with is definitely upper, lower, mixed. I would probably start with a 3 day. If after a 6 week period they couldn't stay with an upper lower mix in the sense that we're missing the occasional session, I would change it to 3 full body sessions. However, on the opposite end of that, if we found that they were getting really good progress to start off with and they wanted to be more progressive with things, I probably would change it to a double upper, double lower. And they wanted to do an extra day. It depends on the time constraints. It can be progressive, but I probably would start with something and then you can change the split as time goes on. But I think day one in the gym, committing to 3 days, upper, lower, mixed, see how things go, and then you have the option to change it to something else if you want.
100%. The most important thing that you want to be looking for when you are trying to figure out your own split is adherence. Do you enjoy it? That's the most important thing. All right. People enjoy the bro split. Fuck it. Have at it. Enjoy yourself, right? But will you make more progress doing the bro split than you will doing upper lower full body, for example? Probably not. But if you don't enjoy upper lower full body and you enjoy the bro split, stick to what you enjoy. Do you know what I mean? Do something that you're going to stick to week on week. Do something that you're going to enjoy going into the gym to do. Do something that you can try and progress on a weekly basis. Adherence is the most important thing, in my opinion, when looking for your split. If you do want specific specific progress. If you want to achieve something specific, then you might have to look more at the structure of your split in your training. And that's when you start to maybe do things that you maybe don't want to do. For example, Bulgarian split squats, because nobody in the world wants to fucking do them apart from Shannon. Um, so yeah, adherence when it comes to your split is the most important thing. Enjoyability. Is it enjoyability? Is that a word? Did I just make that word up?
It sounds good.
Enjoyability.
Yeah, enjoyability. The split that I didn't put in here because it is another 5 day, and know a lot of people have time for a 5 day, is push pull legs up or lower. What's your opinion on that?
Can can we
Said an
reverse?
awful lot there now.
Eh?
I think if we reverse back out for a wee second and who we're aiming this towards, I know I disagreed with Shannon in the sense I think not disagreed, but I think we just need to be careful. But like beginners, just because you're a beginner doesn't mean that they're completely inept of doing like turning up to go to the gym. There's lots of people who are beginners who like can go and are willing to do several days per week. What I would say, and the reason I wouldn't go 5 days a week is you don't need to. Like, genuinely,
Yeah,
if you're training effectively, you do have the rules of there's only a certain amount of volume that is going to get you moving in terms of progress. When you're a beginner in particular, like, you're going to see progress relatively quickly the first 2 years of you training. So you don't need to expose yourself to 5 days. If anything, like if it's good for your head and it keeps you in routine, because I'm all for that, go for it. That's where that type of training split can come in. With that said, I just don't really see the need. If you're going to do 5 days, I would probably just go do 4 days of a structured training program. See in the fifth day, if you want to go in and do some stuff you enjoy. Like literally just go in
yeah.
and fuck it out.
Hmm.
Like
Almost like an accessory day, just something that you enjoy doing. It's not going to fatigue you too much that it affects your next session.
the way I've often set that up is like if I've got 4 days and I am going to go 15, and that's been years since I've done that. Like I don't have the time for that anymore. But let's just say I've got 4 days programmed and I go a 50. My 50 is just to catch up on some of the stuff that I've missed in the 4 sessions because usually I don't have
Mhm.
enough time to do it. So if the gym's busy, if there's stuff being hogged, if whatever, I'll do that on the 50 and maybe throw in a few of the exercises that I like or weak points that I'm like I'd like to work on that a wee bit. Yeah, that's all I'd say on that. I do have one thing I'd like to add in, but I'll let Shannon get the 5 day thing in before I go in.
Oh
You,
no,
you,
I just said it seemed like an awful lot. Um, I know you were saying like some beginners are well fit for it, but like there's no need. Like I used to go gymming when I first started 7 days a week. There was absolutely no need for it. If you have a right structure, you have your rest in between your G. There is absolutely no need for the 5 days unless it's just you enjoy going to the gym for a social aspect or maybe getting out of the house and that. And if that's the case, then just go for a bit of fun.
if you have an argument could be made for the 5 day push pull legs upper lower split, if you want shorter sessions, and you
Mm.
do have 5 days to go, then you could essentially do an upper body push session in about 40 minutes. If you do it right, you could do an upper body pull session in 40 minutes. So if you want shorter sessions spread across the week, then a push pull legs upper lower might be the way to go. Rather than doing 4 1 hour sessions, you want 5 shorter sessions, then that would probably be the way to go. Because you know what it's like in January. Everybody's trying to be in the gym 7 days out of seven. They want something to do. And if you are in the gym, 5 days per week, you may as well have some form of structure to your training plan and do it correctly rather than going in and just fucking absolutely gassing yourself and then wondering why you're not seeing the progress and then you give up way before the 1st of February. That would be the only time that I would recommend a 5 day push pull legs up or lower is if you want shorter sessions spread across the week.
I think
Does that
that
make sense?
I think that's a very good point. One of the conversations we always have with people when they come in is it's not so much it's how much time do you have each week to go to the gym, and then you can
Yeah.
break it down into right. Would you prefer again longer sessions? So let's say they've only got 45 minutes in the gym. Okay, what frequency can you do? And if they say they can train 5 days a week, I'm like right. Well, if we can do four 45-minute sessions and they're not able to do free 1 hour sessions, we're just splitting the volume into an extra session. You're not doing anything magical outside of that. The only split that hasn't been mentioned is one that I think could possibly be the most versatile, frequently volume, everything's in there. If you can train 4 days a week, I think doing a upper lower mixed, so upper lower
Yeah.
full body is the goat because it's scalable enough on those two mixed sessions. If you need to drop a session, then you can just do the two mixed sessions. You don't need to do the upper lower. But all going well, you do those 4 sessions. You're getting plenty of exposure, plenty of frequency. Plus, you've got 2 theme days. Your sessions aren't repetitive because you do have days to break it up in the sense like there's some days if you're in a full body session and let's say that you've got a wee ache in your knee or whatever, you're like, I can't be asked doing again. I keep giving the leg press a hard time. It's actually not bad, but like I can't be asked. Can't be asked doing a leg press. It's busy. There's one in the gym. I just don't want to do it today. Like it's very easy. But do you know what? See if you've got a wee upper body session in there, you can go right. See on that day, just got to do a wee upper body session. Like it gives you flexible,
Hmm.
versatile, and it's not repetitive. So if anything, top for me. I know I've flip flopped about this, but I'm thinking about it more. Upper, lower, mixed. If you can train 4 days a week and you want to, or even between 3 and 4, it gives you an optional fourth that's 3 and 4. That would be my whatever.
Yeah, excellent. Again, though, doesn't matter fuck what split you do if you can't stick to it. You have to enjoy what you're doing, especially as a beginner or looking to get back into it.
Can,
What are you going to say, Kyle? Disagree with me?
no, not at all. Can we just talk a wee bit? Have you been to a commercial gym yet in January?
I train in a commercial
Mine's
gym.
quiet. I was going to say this to you. Mine's very quiet.
Yeah, I train in a commercial gym. And did you not see my story for the other day? I
Yeah,
was the
dead.
only person
Ah,
up in the free weights area,
yeah,
and
yeah.
that was at 7 a.m.
Mine's has been dead as well. And yeah, like to be fair, like everybody says January's mental. It's usually like February before people get their shit together. It's like this week is like, oh, it's getting myself back to work, and it's people kid themselves on for fucking ages. Let's whatever. Like all the people that said they didn't have time during lockdown and they had plenty of time done fuck all too. Like the majority of them. So this isn't trying not to take us into a rant, but I have noticed, and it's hard not to notice when you've got some of the people coming in and they're just doing wild exercises, like wild
Yeah.
exercise. I had a guy boxing on the treadmill with weights in his hand, but doing it wasn't just he was going on his side. He's doing star jumps whilst punching in front of him on a treadmill, and I was like, "Did you just come up with the most? Did you think having weights on the treadmill was a good idea? Did you think jogging on the side was a good idea? Did you think putting that in an incline was a good idea? What are you trying to achieve here? Like mentalness?
The
Everything
ultimate
all at
superset.
once. Literally everything all at once. It is a giant set in one go.
Do you not? Do you not look about and go, nobody ever has done this, and that's not a good thing. Nobody ever has done that. Nobody is doing that. Don't do that.
He's he's basically doing a circuit class in one go. He's like, I'm not hanging around for half an hour. I'm doing it in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's do it all together.
I'm all for like I am all for like specificity in terms of what you do in the gym, and sometimes like people are in the gym like me come from the context of either getting in shape or from some sort of performance metric. There are people who have specific like if you looked at a strength and conditioning camp and they often get a hard time for like Real Madrid, you'd probably look at half exercise and going that's absolute nonsense, but there is purpose behind it. So there are some people in the gym, I'm like, there might actually be a purpose, but there are some people you're like, there's not a chance in a month of Sundays you have a clue what you're doing. And I feel for you because it's like, we're obviously qualified, but sometimes I'm like, do you just not know? I feel like it's like an electrician looking at somebody drilling through a wall, and I'm going, you're going to hit a wire, and I really want to tell you you're going to hit a wire and hurt yourself. You're really going to tire yourself out before you get through that wall drilling a hole, or if you do, you're going to hit a wire. There's no good outcome to this, and I really want to tell you, but I don't know. It's tough.
On that note, shameless plug here since it is our fucking podcast. If you are stuck for what to do and you are confused and you really want to get into the gym with some form of structure, get us on Instagram, DM us. we can send you a free program to get you started.
Yeah.
Yep, there is absolutely no shame in reaching out and asking for a wee bit of help or just a wee bit of guidance. So please do it. We are here to help, not hinder. And it's exactly what we're qualified to do. It's exactly what we've been talking about. We are qualified in this field. We will not have you doing fucking star jumps and side jumps on an inclined treadmill with dumbbells in your hand, punching thin air. We will have you doing structured workouts that you can do. This is the thing as well. See, when you do a proper training program that's structured properly, you could essentially do that for a whole year. Is it going to be boring if you do it for a whole year? 100 fucking percent.
Absolutely.
But you can technically do it for a whole year because it is structured in a way that it's going to allow you to try and progress. You're not going to progress every single week, but you will get better at something week on week. And that is the idea behind programming. So yeah, if you're stuck, if you need help, reach out. We're here to help. We'll send you a free training program, and then we'll take it from there.
So,
Yeah.
since Gary opened up this can of worms and we're close to 100 episodes without ever actually doing an advertisement of anything, I'm going to go a step further and go, if you're listening to this podcast and you have been listening to this podcast, you're clearly like interested in health, fitness, you're wanting to make some form of change. That's costing you mentally in terms of the amount of time that it's taken for things to happen. If things haven't gone to plan, if things haven't gone your way and you want to make 2026 a big year for you, we can certainly send you some free resources, but a lot of the magic does come down to structure when things go wrong, accountability, and having somebody in your corner. So if you want actually coached, then you know what? There's free coaches here that are happy to coach you as well. We're happy to have a call with you at any point. Just send us a wee message saying you listen to the podcast and we can sit down for 45 minutes, have a chat about what your goals are, and we can get you sorted. There's no obligation to it, but again, we're happy to help if you want a wee bit more personalisation. That's the last I'll say on that.
100%. DM his podcast so we know you've came for the podcast. There you go.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
DM his podcast and we'll have a wee chat off the back of that. But yes, is there anything else that you
Sure,
guys
I'm
want
going to
to
go
cover?
one step further than the two of you there.
Shannon,
Oh.
Shannon is coaching everyone for free for the next year.
Once you provide friendship, that's all I need.
No,
But if you are interested in coaching, keep your eyes peeled because there is something big in the works at the moment. That's all I'll say right now. So
Shannon is
keep
dropping
your
the
eyes
fucking...
peeled here.
Oh, dude.
She is dropping the bomb. That means we're going to need to follow through with it. We need to follow through with it now.
Yeah.
Too much
We're working
happening
behind the scenes and it's going to be super exciting. I'm excited. That's why I can't hold my tongue.
There's too much excitement happening in 2026 and my bladder's also not able to cope.
The
So
tism is tisming.
you can find all of us with our first name and then followed by Biofitness. So it's Gary Biofitness, Kyle Biofitness, and Shannon Biofitness. I should have went ladies first, but I kind of did. So anyway, I'm going to leave that there.
Rude.
Thanks for listening.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.